for no additional charge. That's your very best buy of the day. Okay, brand new, and to go right along with the earrings and the necklace that we just had, as we were saying, anything in that natural pink pearl. I mean, people are clamoring for these pink pearls.
Yeah, this is fine jewelry. What is fine jewelry? It's the same thing really as, all right, say you're shopping for a car. You go to the car lot. You could either buy the base model car, you know, that does, you know, it might have the cloth interiors and the crank for the window, or you can go to, you know, that luxury car dealership and get that leather wrapped heated steering wheel and all those fancy bells and whistles. And when it comes to jewelry, it is all the same. It is the attention to detail. It is the little accents. It is the quality of the stones, the craftsmanship, the selection of the pearl. It's all the ingredients that come together to make a single piece of jewelry. And that is what makes the difference between jewelry and fine jewelry. What you have here is a thick layer of 2.5 microns. That is a extremely thick layer of 14 karat solid rose gold over sterling silver, accented by these unbelievable amethyst stones. And then in the center, the star of the show is that naturally pink pearl. That pearl right there is so unbelievably rare. Just to give you an idea, during a typical pearl harvest, that pearl will be in the top 1%.
Wow.
So for every 100 pearls, we have one that is that nice when it comes to size, shape, surface quality. But out of that 1%, this is a rare natural pink color. A pink color that we only see in maybe 1 out of every 1,000 pearls harvested. So you are getting a gemstone. I mean, that's what jewelry is all about. You're owning something that people cannot just go to the jewelry store, can't just go out to the store and purchase, but it's something that I've actually traveled to the pearl farms, that I've selected for you, that I've sorted through hundreds of other pearls, inferior in quality, that are not as rare as this pearl, because this is the pearl that I thought was meant for you.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna ask you to bear with us. They just told me if you're on board, you are gonna have this one. I mean, look at that color. Look at the amethyst.
That soft blush pink color is just unbelievable. I mean, just to get that, you know, even in the pink color. So we're talking about a pearl that is more rare than 99% of other pearls. But then you have that amazing pink color that is, even in that 1 percentile, just so incredibly rare. So what we do, our design philosophy, is how do we take this pearl, any pearl that we select, and how do we create a stage? How do we create a frame that truly accentuates the beauty that Mother Nature gave us in this gemstone? And we've chose to do that by matching it with the 14 karat gold, rose gold over sterling silver, and then the amethyst, all to accentuate that beautiful blush, natural blush color of this rare pearl.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this up.